Hello and welcome to our video on power measurement with Euromote. I would like to briefly introduce you to the possibilities offered by the use of corresponding Euromote modules from Weidmüller and the real benefits you can derive from them. Why is it necessary and important to record the energy consumption of a machine or system? There are good reasons for this. Firstly, recording the power data is an essential basis for calculating your actual energy requirements. The corresponding Euromote modules securely and reliably record all relevant data for this purpose. In addition to the data you need to calculate your energy requirements, you also receive measured values that are helpful for analyzing the quality of your power grid. To find out exactly where and when energy is being consumed in your machine or plant, you can connect additional modules to the relevant production plant components and monitor their consumption. This provides clarity for your further decisions on energy optimization. In addition, identifying peak loads and inefficient consumers helps you to further increase the efficiency of your production. Professional energy and resource management software such as Resmar from Weidmüller GTI is the best way to support you in this task. Further evaluations and analyses of the recorded measurements can also be used to determine a kind of health status for each consumption point. By evaluating these statuses over time, predictive maintenance can be implemented. The recorded measurements can thus serve as the basis for an early warning system for overloads and defects, which predicts when a system component is likely to fail. This ensures the reliable operation of your system. And ultimately, recording your performance data also saves you operating cost. On the one hand, this is achieved through load management and targeted efficiency measures, which are made possible by evaluating your data. On the other hand, you reduce your electricity consumption from your electricity provider, which of course has a positive effect on your electricity bill. And that's not all. Lower energy consumption also means lower carbon dioxide emissions, thus contributing to the sustainability of your production. But why does it make sense to measure the used power using Euromote modules? Well, the advantage here is that the measurement data is available directly and without any detours for the control system and can be used there. A Euromote coupler ensures that the measurement data from the individual modules is collected and reliably transferred to your control system. A variety of bus protocols are available for the data connection between the coupler and the control system. When using a Weidmüller control system, such as the U-Control M4000 shown here, the Euromote modules can of course also be connected directly to the U-Control system bus. In the following, I would like to use a small example to demonstrate how integrating the power measurement data directly into your automation solution can help you to save energy costs. Imagine you want to switch energy-intensive consumers, for example high-powered motors, for which you use a digital output card. The power measurement by the Euromote modules shows you that too much energy is being consumed when the motors are switched on simultaneously, which may be unnecessary. A PLC programmer could then modify the control program accordingly with a few small lines of code. This prevents the motors from being switched on simultaneously when unnecessary. Alternatively, the programmer could modify the PLC program so that the power to one or more consumers is reduced when simultaneous operation of the motors is necessary for the process. The power measurement provides valuable information about the energy reserves required for this, which can then be used to their full potential. As you can see, automation offers many opportunities to save energy if the control system has direct access to energy data. Weidmüller offers various Euromote modules for acquiring and processing all relevant data for power measurement, depending on how you want to measure your power. The difference here is the type of current measurement necessary for this purpose. Since electrical power is the product of the momentary values of voltage and current, both measured variables must be captured in order to measure power. While the voltage can be measured in parallel with the consumer without much effort, a current measuring device must be connected in series with the consumer. And this would require the power line to be separated. To avoid this, and also to be able to measure potential free with lower currents, current transformers are typically used in practice for current measurement. These act like a transformer, safely and precision transforming high alternating currents in the power line down to a low level for measurement. To do this, the power line is simply fed through the current transformer. For temporary current measurements or for retrofitting to already installed cables that are not equipped with current transformers, so-called Rogowski coils are often used. A Rogowski coil is a closed-air coil without a ferrite core that is simply placed around the current-carrying cable. A transformation ratio indicates the transformation between the primary current in the power line and the secondary current in the measuring line. Typical transformation ratios are, for example, 100 to 5 amps, 500 to 5 amps, and 1000 to 1 amp. Weidmüller offers the appropriate Euromote modules depending on the transformation ratio you use. For a measuring current of up to 1 amp, this is the UR20, 3EM, 400 volts AC, CT1 amp module. And for measuring currents of up to 5 amps, the UR20, 3EM, 400 volts AC, CT5 amp module. However, there are also current transformers that output a measuring voltage of 0 to 333 mV instead of a measuring current. For this purpose, you can use the UR20, 3EM, 400 volts AC, 333 mV module. And if you want to measure power using a Rogowski coil, you can use the UR20, 3EM, 400 volts AC, RC module. Okay, in this video you have just seen why it is necessary and important to record the energy consumption of a machine or plant. Why it makes sense to measure power using Euromote modules. How power measurement is realized using current transformers. And which Euromote modules you can use for the various measurement signals. Thank you for your interest and see you soon.